All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are talking about how to crack one of the biggest certifications in the cloud industry, the Google Cloud Professional DevOps Engineer exam.
Look, let's be honest. Getting this certification, it's a huge career move, a real game changer. But, with high reward comes high risk. This exam is a beast, and it's designed to see if you have some serious real-world chops.
So, what are we actually looking at here? Well, the official details tell the story. You've got 2 hours, a $200 registration fee, and they recommend you have at least 3 years of industry experience. This is not something you just cram for over a weekend, right? The stakes are pretty high before you even walk in the door. And here's exactly why they recommend all that experience. Just look at the topics: building CI/CD pipelines, SRE practices, observability, performance tuning. I mean, the whole shebang. They expect you to be a hands-on expert in all of it. So you can spend weeks reading every piece of Google Cloud documentation. You can watch hours and hours of videos. But here's the real question, the one that keeps people up at night. Are you actually ready for the kind of tricky, scenario-based questions that this exam is famous for? And this is where people's prep really splits into two different paths. You've got the old way, just drowning in docs, maybe shelling out hundreds for a course, and still basically guessing on exam day. But then there's the smart way. Targeted practice with questions that feel like the real deal. And for that, we're looking at places like cloudcertificationstore.com. Think about it. The exam costs $200. Failing and having to pay that again? Ouch. So what if you could get your hands on high-quality practice exams packed with realistic questions for less than $10? It's such a small investment for a massive boost in confidence. It's kind of a no-brainer. Okay, let's put you in the hot seat. Here's a real scenario from the Cloud Certification Store's material. You have a new app version ready for GKE, but you couldn't fully load test it. You need to deploy it safely, automatically, without causing performance issues. So what do? A canary deployment? Blue/green? Something with cube cuddle? Or just a standard rolling update? This is exactly the kind of thing they'll ask. What's your gut telling you?
And the correct answer is A, a canary deployment. Now, the key here isn't just knowing the term, it's understanding why it's the right move. A canary release lets you dip your toe in the water, right? You send just a little bit of real production traffic to the new version. You can check its performance with minimal risk before you open the floodgates. That's the practical logic you absolutely need for this exam.
Let's do one more. This is a super classic DevOps problem. You've got an e-commerce site on GKE. Traffic is high during the day, low at night. But you're running enough pods to handle the peak load all the time, which is wasteful. How do you automate scaling for both your pods and your nodes? Is it vertical pod autoscaler, horizontal, or a combination with the cluster autoscaler? Take a second. The answer here is D. You need both. And here's the way to think about it. The horizontal pod autoscaler is what adds more pods when traffic surges. But what happens if there's no room on your machines for those new pods? Well, that's where the cluster autoscaler steps in. It adds more nodes, more virtual machines to your cluster so the new pods have a place to live. They're a team. They work together so you're never wasting money or falling behind the load. Okay, so we just went through 2 questions. Now imagine having over 500 more, just like those. The full practice exam from Cloud Certification Store has this massive question bank that covers every single topic you're going to face on exam day. So the path forward is actually incredibly simple. Step 1, you head over to cloudcertificationstore.com. Step 2, you grab the practice exam for less than $10. And step 3, you walk into that exam feeling confident because you've practiced the real scenarios, not just memorized a bunch of facts. At the end of the day, why would you leave your success up to chance? The real gap isn't between knowing the material and not knowing it. It's between knowing it and being able to pass the test. And practice is what closes that gap. So head to cloudcertificationstore.com because your future in cloud DevOps, it really could be just one smart study session away.